It's 9. Let's jump into it right now. Futures ran up pretty hard last night. I don't know the reason behind it, but they ran pretty hard. Maybe technical, I don't know. Bounce somewhere around the super trend, and they ran here into 45.87. And obviously, they had to come back down. Why? Because 1 hour was getting oversold. How do we know this? Right about here, 1 hour was pretty much oversold. Had to come back down. Ran up, but it had to come back down to its mean at least. Broke the mean, coming back down. I think it will go test this number here, 45.62. And if that breaks, it will go back down to this line here, 45.61, which is the extension of this. That is the most likely bounce. Then if that breaks, we'll go back down here and test this number, 45.58 or something like that. And here is the mean. I'm expecting 45.57, but given the market conditions, that might not happen. But here is the thing on the daily. So this is where I'm expecting it to come back down, the first bounce. Two. Yes. Hello,
Hey, is this Mr. Muhammad?
who's this?
This is Casey from the Home Doctor. I'm just reaching out because it looks like we had an appointment with you a couple weeks ago to give you
Uh,
some prices on roofing. Just trying to get that rescheduled for a better time for you.
right. This is not a good time. Can I call you later, a little bit later?
Is there a better time to get to talk to you?
All right. Uh, Sorry about that. 45.65 is a first bounce. And here is where I'm expecting a second bounce, 45.60. This should be a good bounce. Should that break, then we are looking to push into 45.45. This would be a healthy push. I would much rather see it push down to 45.45 and break that and push down into 45.33. This would be healthy. Uh, right now, the way the market is going, this is not okay. This is just not okay. The mean is sitting somewhere around here, 44.30. I would at least expect it to come back down to its 200, 44.81. This is my expectation, but will it happen? I don't know because Apple is threatening to push into all-time highs. Even so, that being said, if I can get 45.45, I'd be happy with that, which is the 8 on the daily. Uh, and if that breaks, 45.16. This is it. I don't expect beyond anything beyond this. I don't think it will go below this here. And if it breaks the mean on the weekly, then let's reassess the situation here. 45.18. I don't believe it's going to happen, but let's see. And again, why do not? Whoa, bless you. Yeah. Oh,
Golly.
oh my God. That's John, I think. All right. So, cool. So that's my view right now on ES, the futures, and let's look into Tesla. I don't know. I don't want people to trade this thing as often as they should. They do, but to the upside again, this 1170 number is still intact. If the market pushes today, I think it will break that 1170 barrier or touch that 1170 barrier. Break that barrier, maybe not, but it will most likely looks like it will touch that one, and then a push back down into 11 1073. That's what my expectation is. 808 and 21 have crossed here, so that's a good thing to the upside. So this is looking good still. Uh, am I looking to trade this thing? Maybe not. Maybe not. But if momentum gathers behind it, either to the upside or to the downside, because Apple is pushing into all-time highs, then I'll look to trade this thing. If not, I'll simply stay away from this. A general thought process was for it to come down one doji, two doji, and the slide should have continued on this one, the RSI, but it did not. It just pushed up from here. Um, this was the split, and it ran up. This was Mr. Musk buying, taking a 10%, roughly 10% stake in Twitter. It ran up. What next? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Next, I, I don't know how to say this, but yeah, Mr. Musk posting a picture of him coming out of the shower or whatnot. This thing will rocket. I don't know. That's the times we live in. That's the logic we're applying right now. And here, this is a very common pattern. Gets overbought, comes right back in, and could look for it to come back to the mean. That's the logic, at least. At least the short-term logic. That's the logic. It has to come back down to its mean, which is sitting around 118, 117. Uh, uh, and look, if it comes down here, look for a push-up. This is just how this works. But Tesla being Tesla, it could just go from here. It can, do whatever it wants. So there you have that. And this is another one that I'm looking for today. This should be a clean trade if it hasn't already ran up to the upside. This is what I'm looking 317 60, or rather 317. This is the number I'm looking for 316.96, and to the downside I'm looking for 310. So this is the range I'll be looking to play, 310 to 316. If it breaks above 317, then I'll reassess the situation. If it breaks below 310, then I'll reassess the situation to the downside. But the base case to the downside is 310. Base case to the upside is 317. How would I go about trading this thing? I'll go back down to 1 hour chart, and this looks like it wants to come back down, so it will be a slow grind down because markets are in an uptrend. It will be a slow grind down. My expectation for it is to come back down here, 312.18 first, then a bounce, then probably move down to 311 to 310. That's my expectation from Microsoft right now. But let's see how it works out. Not in a hurry to make trades like yesterday because clear directions are not available. So not looking to get into that trade right at the open. And how do I change this thing in window? All right, so SPX. Let's jump into it. You guys can see my screen still, right? I just switched the screen. Cool. All right, so SPX. Right now, I think if we put the SPY next to it, SPY is coming down, trying hard. It is coming back down alongside the futures. And this is where I'm expecting the SPY to push down to, at least here. So 455.15, and it would if so the mean is sitting here 454.46. The expectation from it is to come back down to its 21, bounce a little bit here, And given how far extended this thing is, I'm expecting it to come back down here, 454, 50, somewhere around this number. But if not, we can continue the bounce just about here. But if it enters this zone, then my expectation for it to come back down another $1.20 from where it is right now. That means the futures pushed it up here, maybe a little bit here. Then it came right back down to, it has to come back down to this number, 45.59. So this is the mean, and looking for a bounce here, or at least here, 45.56, because the 50 is sitting right around this corner, 45.50, 45.65. So this is the number that I'll be looking for, and this is where the mean is sitting, and expecting a bounce around this number. If that fails, then we're looking for a push down into this number, 45, 49. Most likely, this is where it should come down to 454, right about somewhere around here. Let's see how that plays out. And on the daily SPX upside, can't figure it out. Upside still remains intact. I think we are looking for a push into above this number and then into this number, 46.68. A good 80 points to the upside. Uh, but if the markets come down, again, we'll look for a push into 45.77, 45, this number, 45.77, 45.79, and to the downside 45.20. This is what I'm watching. If 45.20 breaks, then we're looking for a push down into 44.88. I don't think that's a possibility as of where things are, but then 45.26 is a healthy correction, or a healthy pullback for the day. And the other reason that I'm saying that is because of VIX. VIX has been beaten down. We're not going to go into VIX today because it's the same numbers so far. Nothing has changed on VIX side of things from yesterday to today. It's the same range on the daily. It is battling to clear. So I think that range will stick. However, if VIX breaks above 2010, I still don't see a whole lot of ammo for VIX to push into that. But if VIX does push up into 2010 and beyond, that's where I'll take notice of VIX, and that's where I'll change my strategy. For now, VIX seems to be in a dead cat bounce sort of a situation. So I'll still be looking at VIX to come down at some point during the first hour or so. Then I'll look for longs. Am I shorting the markets? No, I'm not shorting the markets. Maybe a bit here and there, but until a VIX says otherwise, I am not looking to short the markets. And industrials, this is something that I'm looking at. Uh, Industrials made one bar, two bar, three bars. So the expectation from industrials is for it to break this number here to the downside, 34,802, and push down here into this number, 34,516. So a good 400 points drop on industrials. Will it happen today? I don't think so. Again, the reason being Apple is pushing. As long as Apple is pushing, it's not, you can't do much about anything for that matter. And if Apple touches 181 something, most likely it will look for a break around 181. I'm not charting Apple, but that's those are the numbers on Apple. 181, around 181. That's what Apple will look to take a break around. And on the Nasdaq side of things, this is where the growth is coming for, or the driver. This is currently the driver of the markets, Nasdaq, because a whole lot of tech. This is pushing, and if Nasdaq pushes higher, this is where we are looking for a break, or rather a breather for Nasdaq. 14,589. This is the breather spot, And if it clears there, which most likely it is threatening to do right now, then we're looking to push into 14,731. And this should be the end of this run. My expectation, if Apple pushes up, then it will hit this number. If Apple pushes into all-time highs, 14,731 is sitting right there. And then to the downside, if it breaks 14,343, I look for a bounce here around 14,340. That breaks, then we can look for a push down into 14,250. 14,250, I think this is pretty much doable. 14,350 after the Apple uh, maybe push down around at 181 or something, this is pretty much doable. Or if Apple comes back down, this is very doable. 14,254 would be, just about, I think, yesterday's number where it started the rally. It would come down right down to that number. If that breaks, then we're looking for a push into here, 14,134. So 14,100 is what we're looking for if it breaks. So that's how. Am I looking to play tech today? Most likely not. Most likely not into tech, but for that $500 challenge, I think my ACH has arrived. So let's see how that works out. I'll be looking to play Microsoft. I'll be looking to play IBKR, not IBKR. This one. This is the one I'm looking to play. And why am I so interested in this thing is because uh, okay, play to the upside, and I think there is still upside to 346.56. And if it pushes from here, then the mean is sitting around 350. So you can capture this upside, but I'm more interested after the upside. I'm more interested in this. Out this push down. I'm interested in this push down. And this push down after that bounce will happen. And I think about it has to come back and test this number 343.90, and this is where the mean is sitting about 343 20 something.
Your screen's
So
frozen, Darth.
oh, that's a
There it goes.
separate screen.
Yep.
Yep, yep, yep,
I just saw your mouse flash across there. So
yep. That's a separate window. This is a separate window. Right, so yeah, there. This is the window. Okay, so this is 1 hour on BRKB. So this is trying to push up into the 346.60, and most likely it will look, if the market pushes, it will look to go into 348.50. This is the given move here, right? If it clears the 8, it will push into this number 348.50. But after this push up, I think it will need to come back down to test 343, 344 again. And this is where the mean is sitting, 343.30 or 343, this range, 343 to 343.50. This range, it will bounce. If it comes down to the mean, it will bounce here. And after the bounce, I think it will push down again towards this number, 338.60. So I'm looking to play this at what point? Uh, I I don't know. Today the open seems to be not that clear, so I'll hold on to this trade for a little longer to put on this trade, and I'll decide a little later. And the other one that I was looking for is I don't really recommend, but if you are interested, you could look at Lulu. Sure. Yeah, look at this. And it has all the makings of a short here. And I think it'll get rejected about here. Then it has to come back down to 376. So look for a short around Lulu daily.
Doth I put my Berkshire levels for you, and they're really similar to yours. So I'm really glad that we had that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that, Noor. You're gonna be trading or you're gonna be like making uh Darth Mastery. Uh, yeah, are you making the guest appearance or are you gonna be trading today?
Well, I think I'm probably going to be trading. I would love your opinion on UAL, by the way, if you
Sure.
could let me know, because I have 45 puts, and open seems quite bullish, but then I feel like later throughout the day it could
Full
go in
thing.
my favor.
Full thing. So Lulu, here is it is struggling right here, and yesterday it went up to that number, and it is unable to clear that number. So here's the two ways that you can play this. If market pushes down, Lulu will push down from here. But if Apple pushes into its all-time highs, this Lulu thing will cross this 200 easily and then push into 407. So that's the deal with Lulu. So play accordingly. And this should be the bounce spot 374.50. This should be the top 384, 383, whatever this number is. So I'm looking to play Lulu within this range. 374.50 to 384. If it clears this 200 moving average on daily, then I'll look for a push into 407, and the all-time highs are 485. So let's see how this goes. But today, not jumping into any trades at the open like I did yesterday. Which was the other one? UAL, right?
Yep.
UAL, what is happening with this thing? Oh, it's in a squeeze. It's in a squeeze. So, right. And it is coming, it ran into the technical resistance coming down. I would think that it will continue its push down, 44.59 if it breaks here, and look for 43.95. But pre-market, it is up. God knows why, but technicals are suggesting it has to come back down and test 43.90. Break below 44.60 will put it right here
Awesome.
around 44.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to be holding that then.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see what is this thing doing. Okay. On the weekly, it looks like it is pushing up, and 47.39 seems to be the case. Okay.
I have this week expiry, and I'm only looking to hold it between today and tomorrow as well. So
Got it. On the weekly, it looks like there's an uptrend going on. On the monthly, it looks like there's an uptrend, 48.39. Okay. And on the daily as well, looks to an uptrend. So after the bounce, 46.21 is where I think it should push into. After this push down, after it pushed down, this is getting into a squeeze here. Let's look for a bounce, perhaps around this number, 45.50 number. Let's look for a bounce. If that fails, look for a bounce around this number, 45.18. And if I'm
awesome.
short, if
Thank you
I'm
so much.
short, yes, ma'am. If I'm short, I'll look to exit around here and then put on a long trade into this number. And if it clears here, the 200, which is acting as resistance, 46.03, then easy shot into 46.39. And if it clears here, which most likely it wouldn't, then It will push into 46.38. Then here 47.46.
Thank you.
Uh,
Where did you say you would look to short? I didn't get the number.
I'll look for a bounce around 45.56. If that
Mhm.
breaks, and then I'll look for an exit around here, 45.16.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have the 500 account trade? Yeah, my account is. I think the 500 funds came in. ACH. I just saw a notification that it is processing. I'm hoping that it will be available for trading today. Uh, let's see how that goes. Uh, Twitter is the other one that I think probably everybody is talking. Let's get into Twitter too. But Twitter, I think we plotted Twitter last night itself. Yeah, I think we did plot Twitter. Wow. So Twitter broke everything that we plotted last night, and it is still pushing. And I think it crossed. This is what I was looking for on Twitter. 52, it crossed that, and it's pushing up. And let's see where is Twitter headed. So third standard deviation is hit for Twitter right about here. So next up for Twitter is 57. Well, there is enough ammo for Twitter to push into 57, and I think there are enough maniacs to buy this thing into 57, and most likely push it into 63.73. So thanks, Elon. So this is where it is headed. Today, I think 57 is not out of the question for Twitter. Would I be buying? No, I don't trade this kind of stuff. But if I look, if I can find a good opportunity, I will jump on it. I generally stay away from this kind of setups. But if the technicals provide a good enough entry, yeah, I will jump on this one. This is where it is headed, 57. Twitter will push into 57 today. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. I'm not trying to force any trades today. We'll most likely ease into the trade after about 15 to 30 minutes after the open. Um, and VIX is what I'm watching today. If VIX pushes into 2010, then I'll take note of VIX. Otherwise, I'm just gonna play around for entries and exit. I'll play around with VIX on 5 minutes. And that's my game plan. And I will see you guys in Sanity. And good luck.